You're in that meeting, IT is asking for a huge chunk of change for what they swear are critical upgrades, and the finance team is just staring back, seeing a giant hole being blown in the company's cash reserves. It is a classic standoff. But what if? What if there's a better way? A way to turn that conflict into a real strategic partnership. That's what we're going to break down right now. How one simple but smart conversation can flip the script and turn IT from a cost center into a genuine financial lever. And this slide, it just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have the CFO, and their world revolves around one thing: improving cash flow, period. On the other side, you've got the VCIO, who desperately needs to spend that very same cash on a new firewall, a new application, new infrastructure, you name it. It's like these two lists are written in completely different languages. One's all about saving, the other is all about spending. So let's set the scene. Imagine you're in that boardroom. The air's a little tense, the CFO kicks things off, and they do not mince words. They get right to the point and lay down the law for the entire year. And boom, there it is, the bottom line. This isn't just a friendly suggestion. It is the absolute filter for every single decision that's going to be made. The CFO has basically just thrown down the gauntlet. It's not about the tech anymore. It's about how that tech serves this one single, non-negotiable goal. Now this right here, this is the exact moment where most tech proposals completely fall apart. The natural instinct is to get defensive, to argue for the projects based on their technical merits. But a really sharp, strategic VCIO, they do something totally different. They don't argue with the goal. They lean into it. And that one little pivot, from a tech debate to a business conversation, well, that changes the entire game. What an absolutely brilliant move. Seriously, this is a game changer. Instead of just defending the cost, the VCIO completely reframes the whole discussion. They're basically saying, hey, I get it. We're on the same team. Your goal is my goal. And just like that, the dynamic shifts. It's not a budget battle anymore. It's a strategic collaboration. IT is no longer just a cost, it's now a tool for managing the company's finances. Okay, so now that they're speaking the same language, the VCIO doesn't just push one rigid plan. They lay out 3 different paths, 3 distinct ways to get this done. And here's the critical part. Every single option is evaluated based on how it impacts the CFO's #1 priority, cash flow. First up, we've got the old school way, capital expenditure, CapEx. You buy everything up front. Now, look, there are pros. You own it all, you have full control, and it might cost less over, say, 5 or 10 years. But that cons column, oof, that's a deal breaker. A huge, significant capital outlay. For a CFO whose mantra is improve cash flow, this option is dead on arrival. It's an immediate, hard no. All right, let's look at option number 2. This is the operating expense model, or OpEx. Think cloud services, subscriptions, paying as you go. Now, this one is interesting. For the CFO, it's pretty much the perfect answer to the cash flow problem. No big spend, just a nice, predictable monthly cost. The trade-off, of course, is that over the long haul, it could end up costing more in total. And that brings us to option 3, the phased or hybrid approach. Honestly, this is where the real strategy comes into play. It's a masterclass in business thinking. You get the best of both worlds by spreading the investment out over time. You start with the projects that will actually help cash flow first. So for the CFO, this is the magic bullet. It perfectly aligns the timing of the IT spending with the actual financial improvements in the company. Okay, so the CFO is leaning in. They're intrigued. This hybrid idea, it sounds good on paper. But you know a CFO, they're a numbers person. They need to see how the dots connect. How, they ask, does buying a new firewall actually put more cash in our bank account? It's a totally fair question. And this is where the VCIO closes the deal by connecting the tech directly to the money. And notice, the VCIO doesn't start talking about gigabytes or processing speeds. They lay out a dead simple 3-step financial strategy. It's all about the business outcome. Step 1, we protect the cash we already have. Step 2, we improve our ability to bring in more cash. And step 3, we optimize our spending for the future. Listen to that. Protect, improve, optimize. That's a sequence that speaks the language of finance, plain and simple. And this slide right here is where it all clicks into place. Every piece of tech is tied to one of those financial goals. That firewall, it's not a cost, it's protection. It's the thing that stops a data breach from shutting down the entire company and costing you a fortune. That application upgrade, that's not an expense, it's an improvement. It helps the team work faster, which means you can bill clients sooner and get that cash in the door quicker. And the infrastructure plan? That's all about optimization, spending smarter, using OpEx where it makes sense to preserve working capital. You can just imagine the light bulb going on over the CFO's head at this moment. This is the aha. It's not about just buying tech. It's about a sequenced investment strategy designed to drive specific financial results. You protect the house first, then you invest in things that make you more money. And everything else, you spread it out. This is a framework the CFO doesn't just understand, it's one they can champion. And just like that, the entire atmosphere in the room changes. They started this meeting on opposite sides of the table, like adversaries in a budget negotiation, but now they're totally aligned. They've gone from opponents to genuine strategic partners, ready to move forward as a team. And here we have it, the resolution. The CFO is all in on the phased approach, but they add one crucial condition. I want clear metrics. This isn't about blind faith. It's about building a partnership based on accountability and measurable results. They're now pulling in the same direction, with a clear scoreboard to track their success. So let's wrap this up and boil it down to the key takeaways. First, you have to align your IT investments directly to the top-line financial goals of the business. Second, always present multiple funding models. Show that you get the trade-offs between CapEx, OpEx, and a smart hybrid plan. Third, sequence those investments based on their financial impact. Protect first, then improve, then optimize. And finally, if you do all that, you achieve the ultimate goal. You position IT as a powerful financial lever that drives the business forward, not just another cost center that holds it back. And that really just leaves us with one final and pretty important question for you to take back to your own organization. Take a really honest look at how these conversations happen. Is your IT department treated like a cost center that just needs to be managed and minimized? Or is it viewed as a strategic financial lever, essential for both protecting and growing the business? The answer to that question could literally change everything.